the divine messenger that was already created to love them, playing the role of the mirror soul. Your person, while you're insecure, your person is insecure too. While you're in doubt of the connection, so is your person. Step into your power, which is pure, divine, unconditional love. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In case you're new here, my name is Kim. This is Career Union. I want to talk about consistency, staying faithful, and being committed to yourself when you're manifesting anything. Of course, I want to use specific person as an example because that's what most of my community are here for. My clients who work with me, when they're manifesting their true love back into their life or in their life, if they haven't actually been physically together, but they can feel deep down a soul recognition, they end up having to also put a lot of awareness, energy, and attention on other areas of their life because that's how I teach. Okay. I look at the entire, like the whole picture, like who you are as a powerful creator in your life. And the word creator is almost deceptive because all of creation is done. Infinite versions of reality exist. You're choosing through your trust and commitment to yourself the version of reality that you want to be experiencing. But in every given moment, in every given moment, you have infinite timelines and trajectories. And when somebody is manifesting their mirror soul, because they deeply love their mirror soul so much, if they don't pull themselves out of the grudges that they hold against their person through the quote unquote linear timeline, and then their person comes back, maybe the communication increases, they start to get closer and closer together, but there's a little part of them that is still like, maybe they were consistent for a little while, then the unfolding happens. Now they're in the 3D and they're experiencing what they want. And because they get a taste of what it is that they want, then they start to get really impatient. And then through that impatience, and then they become kind of unstable again because they're no longer committed to, their end anymore because now they're committed to their middle. They're committed back into the 3D. If they didn't actually let go and forgive earlier parts of the journey that they still were holding deep down and it was kind of like a grudge, then when their person comes back, and if their person isn't like 100% in their life being super consistent and reliable, and especially if it's around holidays or particular life events, this can be very triggering for some people. They basically start to waver again. And sometimes because they start wavering in and they didn't catch themselves, they can end up experiencing another separation, another illusion of separation. But it's because they stopped being consistent, faithful, and committed to themselves and their divine messenger. And in this case, the divine messenger that was already created to love them, playing the role of the mirror soul. I don't teach solipsism. I don't teach nihilism. I teach love. I teach pure power, pure unconditional love, the law of consciousness, the law of one. And there's a big difference from some of the other teachings, not putting anybody down. And you, if you're watching the video, whether you are another content creator, a coach, or a subscriber, or one of my clients, you do you. Like it's none of my business. But for me and on my channel, I'm talking about pure divine love, that we are all the manifestation, the perfect manifestation of God, not a religious God, not a man-made God. We can't conceive truly of God. God, universe, source, infinite intelligence, the light, creator. We are a manifestation of that. We are a creation of that. The ego, our ego, is the personality. A few people were kind of triggered because of Valentine's Day and because of the holidays. It's normal. You will be okay, trust me, but you need to get back in alignment with yourself, back in alignment with your soul, not with your 3D. But anyway, the subconscious doesn't know any better at all. It's up to you to stay committed and tell the subconscious. Sometimes people, again, they're in the unfolding. Their person ends up coming back after a good long period of no communication. Now they're in the communication again. Either they're communicating via social media app or by text. And because, again, they were waiting so long, this gets excited, they start to get impatient and they start to probe again. They start to go into a manipulative energy with their person because they are no longer committed to the end. They're accidentally becoming committed to their middle. This is something that's normal and it happens to almost everybody. But that's why you really need to be more conscious and aware of yourself and what's inspiring you to take certain actions. Okay? So, mainly the message for today's session is the importance of remaining committed to your divine messenger who is your true love, staying faithful and trusting in your what's in your soul, knowing that you don't actually need to create anything because all of creation is done, but all of creation means all, including infinite choices. So you're technically not creating, you're choosing, selecting, but you have to choose and select dominantly. And if you catch yourself, which is normal, starting to select from the middle, then you pull yourself back and you get back in alignment. And if you experience something that you didn't want, you remind yourself to recognize that this thing that happened, it's a reflection of my previous story about myself, love, my specific person, men, women, whatever it was. So if this happened somewhere in the middle, for example, this thing that happened, and you didn't actually revise it, you just kind of stuffed it down. And then you start to get hooked into the 3D again, and then you start to bring this past up again. You have to recognize what you're doing. And I know this can be a very triggering moment for you because your ego has basically possessed you. Your old identity has completely taken over your entire state of being. Your nervous system has been hijacked. And I understand that. I'm only laughing because you're going to be okay. But you do want to recognize, have some self-awareness and recognize why this happened. It happened because you were still holding on to the past. And not in all cases, but in the case of the collective, like what I would fall into with my mirror soul and a lot of my clients. And some of you who watch the video will make comments when I say these kinds of things. It's okay. If you are wavering and you're starting to get insecure and angry at your person, you're wavering, so is your mirror soul. If you're insecure and angry and thinking they're not good enough, what they're doing isn't good enough, they're not paying enough attention to me, they're not showing up enough for me, they're not going to feel safe coming to you. And then you experience the distance, but then you get angry at the distance. And then in the unfolding of it, if it's not quite perfect yet, then you stay angry. You're holding on to the grudge. You're not forgiving yourself for this. Your person, while you're insecure, your person is insecure too. While you're in doubt of the connection, so is your person. The importance can't be stressed enough that you really, truly need to forgive the past, truly do some revision if you need to. Step into your power, which is pure, divine, unconditional love. Stay committed to your new story with you and your person. Don't mess around with the middle. Don't mess around with the middle. If you catch yourself doing that, pull yourself back, get back in alignment and stay there. When the unfolding happens, just make sure that you stay aware dominantly of what you want. Whatever comes up in the 3D is coming up to be released if it's not in alignment with your end. So let it go. Don't hold on to it again. Sometimes when these things happen, you latch onto it and then you hold on to it. So what has to be reflected back to you? That. More evidence of that. Okay? You need to learn how to turn the other cheek and then stay aware and feed with your awareness and your power your new story. You need to stay dominant in that. Okay? You can do this. I know that you can. Okay. I love you so much. Have an amazing day. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.